Good morning, good people. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. So today we are going to talk about SADC giving a Zimbabwean court a task, a Zimbabwean court to proclaim dates for fresh elections in Zimbabwe. And these dates are said it will be as soon as after South African elections are conducted. So what's going on, guys? What's going on in the political arena in Zimbabwe? Mnangagwa cannot proclaim the date for any election in Zimbabwe at the moment because according to the SADC guidelines and principles, that is only done according to electoral laws in a member state. In Zimbabwe, that's done by the head of state or court of law. Right now in Zimbabwe, following the SADC electoral observation mission report on Zimbabwe election, which expressly says the elections in Zimbabwe fell short of the revised SADC guidelines and principles of a democratic election. That simply means that current head of state in Zimbabwe is a product of a flawed electoral process. There is no head of state in Zimbabwe. Under such circumstances, a court of law in Zimbabwe will step in and proclaim the date of fresh elections, which are to be held in Zimbabwe this 2024, as soon as after South Africa conducted their elections. One of the African constitutional law experts said that SADC are being guided by their SEOM report on Zimbabwe elections. The elections fell short of their revised SADC guideline and principles of a democratic elections. That's the key part of the SEOM report on Zimbabwe election. This means there is no president in Zimbabwe. Yes, he is there, but not according to the way he should be the president, if you understand me. So SADC made that clear to the member states. If Mnangagwa proclaims an election date, that election is null and void. So only a court of law in Zimbabwe can give direction as regards that matter. SADC, by giving Zimbabwe court of law this task, is trying to work with the Zimbabwean court of law, although it is aware that these courts are well captured by ZANU-PF, but this task of giving its dates doesn't affect the upcoming elections, because either way it should set these dates. So you understand, we asked if Parliament could step in and proclaim the date for fresh elections to be held in Zimbabwe. The SEOM report on Zimbabwe election says the Zimbabwean election fell short of a revised SADC guidelines. As we have said, this means the whole election was flawed. The president is a product of a flawed electoral process, the same as member of parliament. According to the SEOM report, Zimbabwe elections, there is no parliament in Zimbabwe, as well as the head of state. That's why SADC reached the resolution for fresh elections to be held in Zimbabwe soon after South African elections, as you report according to the sources within SADC. But it is within SADC's mandate to call for fresh elections. So another interesting thing which people don't know is that SADC has not called for elections itself per se. That need to be clear. What SADC has done was to engage both opposition and the ruling party ZANU-PF. The opposition, Triple C and Nelson Chamisa, who are not in the same arena, submitted to SADC that they wanted fresh elections in Zimbabwe. SADC then took those submissions and presented them to ZANU-PF, and ZANU-PF could not satisfy why the illegitimacy in Harare can't be resolved through fresh elections. Then with ZANU-PF starting to drag their feet, SADC again said courts should proclaim dates for fresh elections. This is and it set the cut-off date, which is 30 June, date to be proclaimed as the fresh election date. So they said only the nonsense GNU proposals can save ZANU-PF now. That is, if Nelson Chamisa gives in, ZANU-PF really wants that. Don't listen to what they tell you in public. It's really hot in the kitchen, and Mnangagwa is still weighing his chances before he slips out of the kitchen. So tell us what you think about this. That is what's going on right now. ZANU-PF might seem unstoppable in public, but a lot is going on in the background. If there is nothing which is going on, you should ask yourself, why are they doing rallies? Why are they campaigning? Why is the president moving around? A lot of questions you should ask yourself if you really don't believe this. But it's politics. They will tell you what you want to hear. So tell us what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. See you on the next video.